when I'm applying for a job or something like that, I'll put Thomas.
See?
I don't put Shantae.
Exactly.
There's multiple reasons for that. It's because there is still some discrimination in the world, where they will look at how your name is, and that'll be the reason why you get an invite or you don't get an invite. So it's sad to say that in this day and age stuff like that still happens. But like I will put Thomas or Tom. I won't put Shantae. Plus they won't know how to say it.
Right.
But whenever I go on set and I already have a job or whatever, Shantae, Shantae, Shantae. That's
Yeah.
it. I was looking to I didn't want to do like a stage name, Shantae. Just that's it. Because everyone's like, is that your stage name, Shantae?
Right.
It's like, no, it's my middle name. It means peace in Indian. So I didn't just go off and like, hey, I'm Shantae now. I'm moved to LA.
You could totally see that with these rappers and these entertainment people. You're like,
Yes.
what's up? I'm Shantae.
Yeah,
Like, oh, don't give me that
It's
shit.
just
What's your name?
Shantae. There's no last name. Just Shantae. Hey, I'm Shantae. It's like, Mr. Shantae. Is that it? Dr. Shantae? Is there anything? Dr. Shantae is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I should create a show. Dr.
No,
Shantae.
because then you got to be a real doctor. Don't impersonate that. I've seen some people do
True.
that, and that's not. I have a. Don't do that one. I do have a script though. I have a script that's written up about a doctor, but he's not playing a fake doctor.
Okay.
But his name is actually Dr. Beef, and he's a surfer. And it's just total, just like this 80s rom-com crappy script that's I think would
Dr.
be totally
Beef.
fun.
I don't know if I could play Doctor. You know I'm a vegetarian, right?
Are
So
you?
To play Dr. Beef would kind of be,
That could totally work.
I guess. Oh, okay. To
It
match
would
the
be
comedy,
really
the
good.
comedic aspect of it.
Be like,
yeah.
I'm Dr. Beef, because it has a totally other meaning. They're like, oh, so you eat a lot? No, I'm vegetarian. What the fuck's up with this doctor? Because it's actually his name is Dr. Beef.
I like it. Roll that past me. We could work on it for sure. Let's do it.
I like that.
I'm down.
That's what the
I'm
script.
down. Dr. Beef, Dr. Chicken, Dr. Poultry,
Dr. Pepper. I thought you were going to say Dr.
Dr. Mario,
Dr. Poultry. What is that?
Dr. Soy Chicken.
Oh, Shantai. Terrible. That was terrible. Sorry, everybody.
Next time I see you, you're gonna call me something else.
It's going to be something
Tommy
else.
Boy, Tom.
Tommy Boy. What are you Irish there? You going to Boston?
I do have Irish in me.
Oh, okay.
My nationality. My mom is white and my dad is black.
Careful of hitting the
Oh
table.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My mom
You can
is.
still have your hands up there.
Okay.
Careful of hitting it.
I'm very emotive.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Do we need a pillow there for you to make sure?
Maybe you need a pillow. Yeah. Bang on the table. Ask the right questions. Yeah. So my mom is white and my dad is black. I get asked this question all the time. If you're a mixed person in LA, like the main opening question is, so what are you mixed with? But I feel
Really?
like yeah. It's like it's kind of like a number one like annoying question because it's like, oh, what are you mixed with? You probably got Irish and German and like the normal nationalities.
Right.
But I've got Cherokee Indian. I've got African American on my dad's side. I'm not sure of all the nationalities on my dad's side. I didn't know them very well. But on my mom's side, I've got a million, like Italian, Irish, German, and I think there's a couple others that I forgot. But I'm like a huge mutt. I'm just a mix of all types of different nationalities, and it's crazy because I've gone through different phases in my life where I was actually born in Cincinnati, and in Cincinnati it's depending on what area you live, it's completely different. Like the suburbs there, very very preppy, so very well-to-do people, and then in the inner city, it's obviously very urban, and being a mixed kid growing up in that environment. You kind of adapt to your surroundings. So when I was really young, I was in the urban area, Cincinnati public schools, and you have to have like a certain swag about you. You can't just be all, I have good grades, and this is what I do, and this is how I do things. And I just kind of went through different like clothing selections. Where back in the day, the baggy clothes, and you got the polo, and you got the large shirt, and like everything big. Yeah. Now you look at me. I've got a medium shirt on. I've got like tight pants and tight fitting. Like I've kind of changed as the times have changed.
Right.
And there's like different phases that I've kind of gone through my life. It's just crazy. Like because to see like where I started. Like my mom used to dress me.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good to admit that, but I mean like from a certain age, like she was a single parent. She didn't have a lot of support from my father. I knew him maybe since I was up until the age of 4. I've got different memories of him, like playing in the park or whatever. But so my mom was pretty much raising me by herself. So my outfits going to school: sweatshirt, sweatpants, and they didn't even match. So it was like, so it'd be like,
Your mom's like, this is gonna be a fun day.
I mean, she thought it was cool, you know. That's whatever. It was like
She's just
like
having fun sometimes.
purple sweatshirt, green sweatpants.
Your mom was just having fun sometimes. You know it. As a parent, she's got this today. Screw it. She's just getting up, going, "Oh, did you have your breakfast? Here, put on this." You walk out the door. She's like, I can't wait for later.
But no, I thought that looked good because I didn't have any style. Like I thought everything that she said was accurate. I remember one time where I got my first pimple, and she was like, "Okay, that's fine. All you got to do is put soap and water on it, and your pimple will be gone by the morning." I was like, "Okay," so I did that, washed it really really good. I woke up the next morning, and I had 3 pimples. And I said, "Oh, I thought it was good." She'd be like, "Oh, well, just put more on, put more." Okay. By the end of the week, my face was covered. The cheeks, just pimples all over. And that's when I knew that not everything she said was correct.
Oh no.
She used to say that my glasses looked great because I had big puffy hair, I had big chubby cheeks. They used to call me puffy cheeks. And it was crazy because these glasses they were really big. They had real thick lenses because I couldn't really, like, I had terrible vision, astigmatism, and we would go to lens crafters to go pick out which glasses that look good. Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, I really valued my mom's opinion, so she went with the like almost floral cheetah designed, like really big thick rimmed glasses that like looked cool like by themselves, but when you put them on someone, they don't look as cool. And when I'm going to like an urban school and like kids got Jordans on and kids are sitting there with like, you know, their new Fila, you know, sweatsuit and it's looking good, and I'm sitting there with my floral glasses and my and my sweatpants and my sweatshirt, you know, there was a phase where I definitely had to learn my own style. So there was a time where I just kind of took that and I went and got LASIK eye surgery. So no contacts, no glasses. And also I I spend so much time shopping for clothes now to try to just get it to match. Just like to almost spite all those times where there was a complete mismatch of kind of what I was wearing. But like it's all just kind of helped develop me into like my personal style now, and I can actually fit into the like tight clothes that I would never be able to fit in back in the day before I became a vegetarian. So it's just crazy how those kind of sequence of events led me to today.
That's great though.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, your mom was being mom.
Yeah.
She's doing what she did. She made you. She made you who you are.
My mom was.
You've developed into, you know, this thought process where you're at now, which is great.
I was a spoiled kid. I was an only child, so I don't have any brothers or sisters. But I didn't understand the responsibility that she was taking on.
Right.
When she would, I would never wake up for school. I hated waking up because I played video games all night, like every kid. There was a game, Unreal Tournament, and I had my own clan. So we would go in and we'd have clan matches, and we would it was a first-person shooter, and we were low gravity, so it was a super fun game. So I'd be up all night on TeamSpeak, having clan matches, doing that whole thing. With the door closed, my mom would be asleep, you know, being a professional, you know, trying to support me. And I was like every kid. I was just kind of in my own world.
Yeah.
And I now I've got so much respect for what she did and what she put up with.
Right.
I'm 33 years old now, and for her to put up with me that many years is quite the challenge. And now you can kind of look back on it and have so much more respect for her and like what she did being a single parent. It's super hard.
Right.
She's still in Cincinnati now. She's the only family member in Cincinnati. So, but I know she wants to move to California. So I'm trying my best to find a good spot because she doesn't want to live in LA. There's no way she could deal with the craziness of LA. There's a million people doing a million things.
Of course.
It's really, really fast. I don't want her to live in the middle of nowhere. So we're thinking somewhere like in between, somewhere where she can go see the.
Where is that? Here,
I don't know, man. that's been the challenge.
There is no in between here for Los Angeles. It's either LA or you're in Valencia.
Yeah, right.
Or you really get out there. I mean, the Santa Clarita is a good spot. Otherwise, you go further south and you're down in Newport, Orange County.
She might end up in Santa Clarita, wherever it is. It has to have good vineyards.
Go to Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Ventura. Ventura's not that far.
You should make a list of options, and I'll present them to her, and she can go through them, and she will, like
the vineyards
checks off on her checklist. Boom, she'll be here.
Go right up the 101. Go ahead. It's a great spot. You can go up there, get some wine, enjoy the vineyards up there.
Yeah. She's
beautiful. Ocean.
She's just tired of the snow. It's actually snowing there right now. It's like 8 inches.
Oh.
She sent me a picture today of the snow, and she's like, "Do you miss Ohio?" I was like, "Hell no, I don't miss Ohio. Are you crazy?"
Like, it's sunny here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it's kind of raining though.
It is. It's like, I think it's extremely cold right now. So
yeah, I've
been spoiled because it's snowing like 8 inches in Ohio, and I think it's cold right now, and it's like 60 degrees.
It's like 60 here. I know. That reminds me of that. Have you seen that one video? I think I forget who did it. But it's a group of, I forget who did it. It's professionally done, but it's like 10 people in an office building, and all of a sudden the news channel comes on and goes, "This report's just in. We have a chance of rain," and suddenly all the office people are like freaking out, and they're like breaking stuff, and they're diving under the tables, and they're like, "Oh my god!" They're ripping shirts off, they're doing everything, and all of a sudden they like look outside, they're like, "Oh, it's starting." There's a little bit of rain coming down. It's
That's so accurate. It's not even funny.
They're freaking out, and then Weather Channel comes on going, and it looks like the weather has stopped, and everybody's like, "Woo!" Oh, that was a crazy 11 seconds.
Relaxation sigh. All is good with the world, right?
Right.
Like, that's why you moved to California, so you don't have to deal with rain or snow or anything like that. So when it happens, then it's going down.
It's a bit of a question here.
Driving, it's ridiculous. Like, when it rains, people are all of a sudden it's a traffic stop every single time. Like, just don't move. Afraid to change lanes. Afraid to do anything. I'm over here like Fast and Furious, bobbing and weaving through the traffic because I'm used to the rain.
You're the person that we're all scared of. Now, I'll put it this way: I'm very used to the. I'm not used to the traffic. I hate it when people like stop. They play it way too safe. They really do. They play it way too safe. I'll say that much. Yeah. But I grew up in the dirt, and I grew up in the inclement weather and mud and snow and rain, whatever it is. So to me, driving is normal. But I do not dodge and weave like you because there is not enough time to react to the people that are driving 80 miles an hour when it's still raining here, because you got somebody else who's driving 20. Yeah. And I'm like in the middle, just being extremely defensive, ready for the
Okay. Maybe I exaggerated a little bit. I'm not dodging and weaving like quick spur of the moment, like Fast and Furious style, but like compared to the like Sunday driving, drivers are in the rain. I'm definitely like at least making a lane change and at least like taking risks.
I'm taking a lane change.
I'm putting on my turn signal and I'm making a lane change and I'm taking a risk here. But it's just crazy to see the difference. Whenever you're trying to get over into the right lane, in LA, there's always someone coming up on the right lane, like ready to pass you. Yeah. Like in Ohio, you can get over just fine. In Ohio, you can get anywhere you need to go. So rush hour there is 8:30 to 10.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Like it's beautiful.
Here it's like all day.
It is pretty much all day. It's a 6 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. pretty much.
Yeah. And
with a 1:30 to 2:30 window to get somewhere.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
On a holiday.
Yeah. Every once in a while. So, hey, so speaking of Cincinnati, so you've talked a bit about, growing up there, and how long have you been out here now in LA?
So my wife and I moved out here last November. So we've been here a little over a year.
Okay. And that directly from Cincinnati area?
So actually we lived in, I lived all around Cincinnati, but we lived in Norwood for a long time before we moved. Norwood's it's like a little sub-community of Cincinnati. It's not quite the suburbs, but it's like kind of in between the city and the suburbs. Okay. And then we didn't want to move to the craziness of LA. So we decided to move to Huntington Beach. Now, we actually, there's this website called Area Vibes. It'll tell you literally the demographics of the area, the crime, the weather, the school rating. It'll tell you everything you need to know. because we actually came out to visit before we moved out here. It was like a huge risk moving out here because we both quit our corporate jobs and kind of laid it all on the line to do it. So we wanted to move to an area that was going to be safe and where there were going to be jobs available if the entertainment industry didn't work out. So Huntington Beach really rated highly. But when we visited out here, we didn't even consider Huntington Beach because it was too far away. Mm-hmm. But it got such high reviews that we actually applied to an apartment complex and got an apartment in Huntington Beach under $1,500, which in Ohio terms is extremely expensive. Yeah. We were paying $260 for rent in Cincinnati. And so we were paying 5 times more. And that's a good deal in Huntington Beach. So it was just too good of a deal to pass up. We were 15 minutes from the beach. It's the whole cool surfer Huntington Beach vibe, really cool, chill, laid back people. It was awesome. Just the only thing it was too far away from Los Angeles because we were doing auditions and I do photography too. So we would set up photo shoots up in LA because almost everyone in LA lives northern LA somewhere. It's hard. It's
what is northern LA?
So basically Hollywood area, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, Burbank, the Valley.
Okay.
It's just areas up there.
North of the 10.
Yeah. And
we got to talk to LA lingo here. Well, we're talking freeways here. What's this North and South LA thing here?
I don't know. I've only been here a year, so I still call highways 405, not the 405. Like you're supposed to do in LA.
Oh, I just said
you see, you said the 405. I'm still new. It's going to take me.
I was trying to think like, how do I say it's the 4? Yeah, it is the 405.
In Ohio, we've got 75, 275, and 74, and that's it.
What is those? It sounds like a Walmart number. I don't know. What is it? I don't relate to that.
One goes this way, one goes this way, and one goes around.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And there's like a little small highway that's
the majority of I've noticed. That's the majority of cities that I've noticed once you start venturing out of either New York or LA and get into those places.
Yeah.
Because most cities, as I've traveled, it seems to be kind of a cross section in the middle, and then there's just one that goes right around the whole thing.
Yeah, it's really simple.
Some route.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And then you come to LA, and there's this one, and then this one, and this one, and then there's some areas where like you're crossing under like 5 highways.
Yeah, there's no
like, boom, 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 and like you're worried that like someone's gonna spit on you or something.
Yeah, there's no sense in how anybody made anything here. Just somebody just laid some roads down and was like, "We're going this way," and somebody else went, "Nope, I'm buying the land here." And somebody's like, "Fine, I'll revert and go this way," and somebody else did something else. And some corporation was like, "Well, we're buying this and we're going over here," and the roads became whatever.
That is one thing I really miss about Cincinnati. There's certain things I miss about Cincinnati a lot. But just the opportunity that presents itself in Los Angeles is just like the main reason that we moved here.
Okay. What's in Cincinnati that you really kind of miss?
My mom.
Okay, so family.
I was definitely a mama's boy. She really helped me out and has been there throughout my entire life. So like that's the main reason. Yeah. But friends there. I've got my best friend still there. He's actually the one that kind of got me into photography. So I kind of learned the basics of how to operate a camera through him. I remember I had my camera equipment that I thought it was equipment when I was first trying to be a photographer. Mm-hmm. And there was this lens, and it was like a long lens that I bought on eBay. It was like really used. It was like a 10-year-old lens. But I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I wanted to kind of show it off to him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Hey, Brian, man, check it out. Check out this new lens." He was like, "What the hell is this?" And it was literally like a log, and it was super heavy. And it's one of those classic things where you don't zoom like this. You have to like pull it out and pull it in to zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of those super classic ones
that,
20 years ago, that was high tech. And so I was super excited about that. But yeah, like he really helped me kind of start my career. He does modeling and acting too. But then just like how calm it is there. It's just... LA, there's always something to do every single day, which is great because I want to be successful. I want to get my photography business off the ground, my modeling game, my acting game. This is the perfect place to do what I want to do to upgrade myself and level up. But
I like the game references there. Place where I can level up here.
Unreal Tournament, remember? Yeah. But Cincinnati is just so it's like an older city. But it's
It's a very large city, right? Now I haven't been in Cincinnati is one of those places I have not been to, so I don't know anything about Cincinnati. I've been right around it.
The downtown area is kind of old. It's pretty big though. If you want to compare size of metropolitan area compared like Cincinnati compared to LA, it's very similar actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty similar, but LA is just so big because it's got Burbank and Pasadena and Santa Monica, and like it's got little cities around the main city.
Right.
Cincinnati's just got the city and then the suburbs, and then basically that's it, like a little small area in between. But I feel like if I were successful in my field right now, I would have no problem living out my life in Cincinnati. But I just knew there's no better place to go in the world than Los Angeles. There's so much opportunity here. The weather is great. The people are cool. There's so much diversity. It's a laid back surfer vibe if you want to. You can go to the city and get like the, hustle vibe, the New York City hustle.
Some New Yorkers listen to this are like, hell no. No,
True.
you don't get that here in LA, and I will attest to that. It's not the same.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I guess the city vibe, you can get a city vibe as opposed to a beach vibe. But you've got mountains on one side. You can go hiking if you want to, Runyon Canyon, Mount Baldy. There's Big Bear if you want to go skiing.
Yeah.
It's really a great place to go if you're really looking to advance your career in the entertainment industry. But first you have to do it. There's a lot of people that talk about it, especially where I'm from in Ohio. They just talk about it. They're like, oh, I want to be the next Denzel. I want to be the next Salma Hayek. I want to be the next Angelina Jolie, What are you going to do about it?
Right.
I was a restaurant manager at McCormick and Schmick's, which is owned by Landry's.
Okay.
I was the bar manager there. So I would work 60 hours a week, 65 hours a week. I like the job. I like the responsibility, implementing the systems, doing everything I had to do. But there was zero work-life balance. And I had always had this passion for acting. And I would watch my favorite movies. I would watch Training Day. I love Denzel. Denzel's like my idol.
He's hard not to love.
I know.
He's phenomenal.
The guy
is. I've been around him on one set, and he was in his character. It was actually the only time I've ever been around him, and I got to work around him for a couple of days, just doing what I was doing on crew and just seeing how he operated and just doing what he did. It was just like, okay, yeah, that's exactly why he is who he is.
I heard the same thing. I was hoping to hear nice things about him, where he was talking about other people, or like talking to other people and like being nice and friendly. I heard he's the exact opposite because he's a method actor and he's in character.
Wait, what did you hear? What do you mean?
So not like he's rude to anybody, but just like when he's in character, you don't want to disturb him because he's literally like he's blocking out everything else, which I completely understand because he's the reason why the film's being made.
Yeah,
he's the big selling point for it.
When I was watching it for a couple of days, he was in character.
Yeah,
that was what it was. He wasn't breaking away. He was being Denzel doing his thing. He's fucking amazing.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
That would have been wow. After watching him for the little bit that I did, to see him on like a set like that, I'd have been like, fuck, I'm scared.
Yes. No, that he's definitely one of the types you don't mess with. I've got several idols here. I've got Denzel. Obviously, he's like everyone's idol.
Yeah.
I like Will Smith. I like Shamar Moore.
Really, Shamar? Huh?
I like Shamar because sometimes people say I look like Shamar Moore. Sometimes
so that's why you like him, because you have a look.
Okay. So I was getting there.
Okay,
it's not.
I'll let you finish.
It's not that simple. Okay, I'm not that much of a simpleton. But I respect his hustle because he actually started out doing soap operas.
Yeah,
and soap operas, I don't know if you're aware, are some of the hardest shows to work. Just because the script is just delivered to you really, really quickly, and it'll be pages of dialogue that you have to memorize, and you have to perform this perfectly.
He was on Soul Train too, though, wasn't he?
I think he was. Yeah,
he was on Soul Train if I remember right, because that was like a friend of mine used to do stuff on there, and that's where she met him.
I'm not sure, but probably, yeah.
Because he's got the body, looks like it, he's a dancer, and then
the guy, like he has his acting style, and I appreciate that. I wouldn't say he's got like the he's the most versatile actor, but he's got his style. He's adapted to it. It fits whatever show he's doing. SWAT right now is great. It films up in Santa Clarita. I would love to be his stand-in. That would be amazing. They've got their own little area where they film. He's definitely a role model for me. He's got his little. He's also great with marketing too. He's got his little baby girl marketing that he does, and it's like big on
what baby girl. What is
so it's like a brand. So it's like T-shirts, baby girl. And
okay, so it's
like
a brand, not like his baby girl.
No,
okay,
not like he's a baby girl. Like his
like
like
he had a baby girl or something.
Yeah, no. It's like I'm Shamar Moore's baby girl because I'm wearing the shirt. He's got baby girls everywhere because he's one of the most attractive men in the world.
Right.
So like once you can like become successful and create your own brand, that's really what LA is all about. So I find that like everyone I run into is trying to do that. It's kind of like a rat race to the top of the hill to have like the best idea. And like Shamar Moore did that. Denzel has been there. Like they've all put in the work. And that's what you have to do. A lot of people try something for a little bit of time and then they give up on it and try something else. But if you really are creative and you can network well, you have connections, you can really start making some headway. That's kind of where I'm fitting in right now. I do photography, so my photography company is called Impression Imagery.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fortunate that name was available for the website and for
That's
Instagram.
A good one.
Yeah. You wouldn't think Impression Imagery would be available.
Yeah,
because it's pretty standard, generic, photography name.
Right.
But I was sitting there Googling all types of interesting names and trying to figure out like what name would be the best and kind of fit my photography style.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, Impression Imagery was available. So I mainly do fashion, portraits, headshots, but I'm really trying to get more into wedding photography and engagement photos. So I'm mixing that in with being like doing the modeling thing and then doing the acting thing. So it's definitely been a struggle to kind of like to juggle all those things and to try to focus on one. But that's the hustle of LA.
So what is it that you actually want to do? And I ask this because so you've come from single parent, you're educated, mm-hmm. you understand, you've got a lot of stuff going on as we've been chatting here. You come from Cincinnati, you've been here for a little while.
Yep.
You're into photography, entertainment now. You left a restaurant management position, making a good job there. So
I'm never going to work at a restaurant in LA.
That's it. So you made a big leap. Basically, you made a giant jump mm-hmm. coming from I'm assuming a strong position as a restaurant manager into something, moving over here to California. But what is it that you really want to do? And what's the compelling piece that you want to go for and you're hustling to drive for? Mm-hmm. Is it photography? Is it modeling? Because you've mentioned these couple things here.
I just had to follow my passion. My passion.
But what is that?
I think my passion is just to be in the entertainment industry and be successful in whatever just kind of fits with me. Originally, I was full on dead set acting. Mm-hmm. I actually took acting classes, Michelle Danner's acting studio. But the more I do photography, the more I'm falling in love with that as well. So those two things are really just kind of fighting it out right now. Okay. But like I was dead set on acting. Like Denzel, I was watching his movies. I love watching Obama speeches because sometimes people think that I remind them of Obama. I've got the ears. You can't tell right now. I have headphones, but I've got the Obama ears. So I'll do my impersonations. So like I was gung ho on that stuff.
Okay.
But then as I'm like I really just learned photography as a hobby just to supplement my income a little bit. But now, like, I'm really developing a love behind the camera. We're starting up modeling. I would seriously, like, I would work with a photographer who would not show me the pictures, and then they would not take my suggestions, and then they would not, kind of work with me the way I felt like I should have been worked with. Mm-hmm. And what I wanted to do is just kind of like do it myself and show them how it should be done. So it was almost like a competitive thing. And I'm a super competitive person, like no matter what I'm doing. Like if we're, carrying, like if my wife and I are carrying groceries home, I have to carry more bags than her. Like that's how competitive I am.
Step it up, wife. Hurry up. Hurry on now.
I mean, if I can, I'll carry them all and she won't carry any. But
she's not dainty, is she?
No.
She can carry it.
We go to the gym and she puts me through workouts.
Oh, okay.
So this is not at all.
Sounds like she better step up her game.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. She better step up her game. But yeah, like I feel like being competitive can be an advantage because I want to be the best photographer, but I also want to be the best actor, but I want to be the best model as well. But now I'm still struggling with like doing modeling and then doing acting and then like trying to juggle all those things at once. But like I feel like the more that I learn about each category, the more one of the categories kind of draws me towards that. Like I did engagement photos for the first time for a beautiful couple, Sergio and Hannah. We went to El Matador State Beach in Malibu.
That's great.
And let me tell you, even after all the fires and stuff, that place is beautiful. It was probably the most beautiful place I've ever shot. And the pictures came out amazing. And that right there just kind of told me, like, look, you can do this. Like, you can be an engagement wedding photographer. You can drop all the other stuff. You can go that route and you can do it. But in the back of my mind, I'm also thinking, whoa, but the main reason you came out to Los Angeles, King Kong ain't got shit on me. You know,
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So I would say right now, acting and photography are kind of battling it out for the top spot. But I want to create my own brands, and I feel like I can do both. And LA is a perfect place to do that. It's the land of opportunity. So
Right.
like it's impossible to get to LA and just focus on one thing because there's so much to do. There's so many opportunities out there.
There is.
And like in Ohio, I didn't want to be a restaurant manager. The restaurant industry chose me. My first job was working at an amusement park. And I wanted to do rides. I wanted to do games. I wanted to do something fun. You know, like I wanted to. There was the cool roller coasters, the Beast. It was called Kings Island, Paramount's Kings Island. It's similar to like Cedar Point, if you've heard of that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I was like 15 years old. I just needed a job. My mom was forcing me to get a job. You know,
Good for her.
Yeah, exactly, right. But one of the many great things she did.
Most people, my mom told me to get a job when I was 10. So, not kidding.
Was it like raking the leaves or like
That was part of it.
snow
But I've been paying taxes since I was 11. So,
right there. Put it right there. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, my mom told me if I want it, I have to go earn it. So.
So, long story short, there were no positions open for rides and for games. So, the only position open was food service. And it was kind of a downer for me. No one wanted to do food service. So, I ended up at a Dippin' Dots cart. Do you know what Dippin' Dots is?
That's the ice cream
Ice
thing,
cream
right?
of the future.
Okay.
It's the ice cream of the future.
Really?
But this was when I was
How's the future?
15,
Just keep
and
you
I'm
skinny?
33 years old now. So, that was 20 years ago. So, it's not the ice cream of the
It's
future.
not very futuristic.
No,
no.
it's not.
It
So
just makes people fat. It's not keeping you healthy.
They're like little balls, and there's a strawberry. They're really good, actually, but they're like really dry when you put them on like on your tongue.
And it's ice cream?
It's ice cream.
How does it dry?
It's almost like cryo sealed or whatever. Like if you ever go to those ice cream places and they've got the cryo technology now,
Yeah.
with like the like steam or whatever that comes out, like it's very similar to that, but they're like little balls. You can get them in concession stands and machines now.
Okay.
But
Were they like funded by NASA or SpaceX or something?
it was weird, man. I don't know where, like, who came up with the idea. I liked them. I thought they were good. I sold them all the time. So
that sounds like a new marketing branding thing they needed to do there. You know?
yeah, ice cream of the future,
Yeah.
right? Like it
Are you
sounded
preparing
like
to be an astronaut? Would you like to be an astronaut? We have the ice cream of the future.
ice
for
cream
you.
of the future. Boom, like
Right here.
Man, I should have done their
Cryo-sealed
marketing
packs.
campaign.
Put a little USG, the U.S. government stamp on the side of each one, so that way they know something's going on.
It was like I liked doing it, but like it was just a high schooler's job, you
Right,
know, like
of course.
it was just like a whatever. But I was stuck in the food service industry because next season I worked at a place called It's Fried, where there was fried food, and I was behind the counter, and I was, you know, doing like that. And then my friend Brian, who I was telling you before with the photography, he got a job at McAllister's, which was a deli, and he said, "Oh, this job's so easy." At the time, I was just looking for something easy. I didn't want to work hard. I didn't want to do anything. You know, I wanted to play video games, and I was like a kid. You know, I was like 16 years old.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took the easy way out, and the restaurant industry kind of chose me. So I ended up at Ruby Tuesday. And I was reliable, and I showed up all the time, and I could communicate with people, and I could get along with everybody. So I got promoted to manager, and they threw a salary at me. So I decided to go that route instead of going to college.
Mm-hmm.
And like my mom always wanted me to go to college, and I wanted to go to college too, but then I also didn't because I wanted to kind of do my own thing. But then they threw the salary at me with the restaurant management, and I figured I don't have to go to college. I'm getting a salary right now. Why would
Right.
they link people into that really easily because they'll just throw that salary at you even if you don't have a college education, but you work behind the scenes. You've shown that you're a reliable employee. You learn well. So I managed Ruby Tuesday for about 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the kitchen manager there.
Wow. Skipped college altogether and never went back or anything?
Nope, nope. But
how do you feel about that?
I actually like it and appreciate it because for what I want to do now, it's not required.
The college, yeah.
If you have the talent, if you have the drive, if you have the work ethic, which restaurant management really helps out with work ethic. Restaurant managers are some of the hardest working people ever. People that work in a restaurant in general, especially people that work in the back of the house, are some of the hardest working people ever.
Yeah, it's nonstop.
It's nonstop. It's physically exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. You have to communicate. You've got to have teamwork, leadership. All of that stuff helps me do what I'm doing now because I have my own business now. So I know about customer service. I know about work ethic, and I know about developing systems. Because when I was a bar manager, McCormick's actually, when I transferred to McCormick's, I tried to be a sous chef, but working at Ruby Tuesday is different than working at McCormick and Schmick's because working at McCormick and Schmick's, it's the real deal. You've got an executive chef, you've got a sous chef, you've got, executive sous, like you've got legit chefs there.
Right.
So it was a little challenging for me. So they switched me to the front of house. So I was the manager of the servers, like the floor manager. So I would, walk around in a suit all day and interact with the guests. And then I became the bar manager. And it was funny because I was straight edge up until the age of 26. Like I had no drugs, no alcohol, no smoking, nothing.
Really?
Yeah. And I was a bar manager.
During that time?
So...
Wait, so you were not able to give anybody any real recommendations on drinks?
I was because I knew what other people liked.
That's not a good recommendation.
Yeah. So
that's not a good recommendation. If I'm no. If I'm ordering a drink, I would that might be a new thing that I have to make sure. Be like, are you straight edge? Have you tried what you're referring to me? If I'm ordering, a whiskey here and I'm gonna be like, have you tried it? Do you even drink? Yeah, that's
no, but like all the other guests have tried it, and it's by far our top seller.
Right.
And there's ways you can present it to guests. You don't have to try it. Like if I tried it, I probably wouldn't even like it because my taste buds haven't matured. Right. For example, it took me a while to appreciate red wine because I liked sweet things. Like it took me a while to appreciate salad. Because, as a kid, you don't like salad. You don't like anything green.
Still don't like salad.
Okay. Yeah. But you get my drift.
I'm still going to say I don't like salad.
But like red wine, Merlots, they pair well with steaks.
Right.
So, like, it's definitely an acquired taste, but your taste buds have to mature to get to that point. So I understood those aspects of things. I understood the food descriptions, the drink descriptions, what paired well with what. I didn't necessarily have to be the biggest alcoholic or drinker in the world to be able to present our products well. So, but it was a super challenging time. Very long hours. Inventory, I had to come in at 3 a.m. and I would work until about 7 p.m. Because I'd have to come in at 3 a.m. and count all of the liquor, the wine, the beer, and that takes a work ethic to get up that early.
So,
sure.
With doing all that work, I mean, for running those businesses, for doing all these back of the house, front of the house, all that stuff, what have you taken away from all of that? Especially now that you're here in an entirely different area of business, an entirely different industry. What have you taken away from being, like you say, the restaurant industry found you. You didn't go to school. So you worked for years and years and you developed all these other skills and business side of things. What's something that kind of have you taken away from there and you're now applying with what you're doing out here in LA with the acting and photography and building things here?
Just to be organized, to be creative, to be reliable.
Okay.
Reliability is like the number one thing in the restaurant industry. It's basically why I got promoted. I showed up every day. I did my job. I did what was required of me. There were a lot of people that kind of half-assed it, came in whenever they wanted and, like only went like a little bit,
right.
Like they didn't go the full way. Like moving to California, moving to LA, quitting, like doing what it takes to achieve your dreams. So not only that, but just the work ethic. you have to work hard to achieve it. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. A lot of people move here for a year, and then it's not working. So Cincinnati, hello.
I see that all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I plan on living here for as long as it takes until I'm financially stable enough to move to. I'll probably still be California, but maybe I'll move close to my mom when she gets her middle of
Ventura.
Ventura, somewhere like that.
You'll be in Calabasas where it's a little closer to LA, but
yeah. So that's a long-term goal. It's just to stick with it, and communication is everything. You've got to be able to communicate with your clients. You've got to be able to network and just build up your team, and you have to be able to motivate them as well. You can't just go through the motions.
Right.
You have to always be trying to level up. Another game reference. You have to.
I feel like I want to hear a Mario thing.
Wait, that's the fail noise. I don't want to make that noise. What's the succeed Mario noise? What is it? When he jumps on the thing?
Bing, boing. I don't know. I'm terrible at Mario noises.
It's like bing, but then he walks in the thing like. Come on, man. If anybody knows,
we're
please,
at the castle or something.
Right?
Little stars.
I don't
know.
I don't know, but like that's where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to give up, and that's what the restaurant industry teaches you: just work ethic, hustle, drive, motivation, inspiration, also creativity, finding ways of doing things that no one else has thought of yet. And that sounds like impossible to do in LA because everyone's trying to do the same thing and get the same place, and everyone's trying different techniques to get there. So just doing your research,
Do you think? I mean, so you're in your 30s now. You're early 30s, and so
I'm getting up there. Yeah. Thank you.
Don't worry.
My wife reminds me all the time. Thank you.
Perfect. You're gonna have a gray beard or something going on.
I have gray hairs. Seriously, I'm gonna get the salt and pepper hair pretty quickly.
But okay, so you've matured to this level where you're at now, and you've made this giant move, and you in person are a pretty motivated person. Do you think with all of that work that you've had previously in business, that maybe that was that it brought out that hustle in you that maybe you wouldn't have found if you didn't have that, if you weren't kind of thrust into a fast-paced business? Do you think that kind of that showed you where your hustle can kind of come from?
There's no doubt in my mind that if I had not gone through that, I wouldn't be here right now.
Okay.
I would have moved here. It would have not worked. I wouldn't have known what to do, and I would have moved back, and I'd probably be a restaurant manager still. Honestly, I had to go through that to find out what I wanted in life. I learned that I could be potentially successful in that industry, but that's not my passion. I wasn't happy doing it. I would do it, and there were aspects that made me happy, developing systems, developing people. People are so important, team members. I can use that, developing them, and I can use that to help with impression imagery when I have assistants and when I have second shooters for weddings, and when I've got audio guys and light guys and the team that I'm developing. Like I can use that experience that I learned from the restaurant industry, putting systems together, putting checklists in place, being reliable, like communicating well.
Right.
I can use all that now.
A lot of those skills have really prepared you to change into an entirely different career.
Yeah, really.
Gotcha.
Like honestly, like I would have given up for sure if I didn't go through what I went through in Ohio. Just because like it really made me aware that that's like I wasn't giving my 100% anymore there, but I'm giving my 100% right now. And if in whatever field I'm doing, I'm not giving 100%, then I don't belong there. Then I need to find another career.
Right.
So that's basically the long-term goal, is just to be successful, whether or not it's photography or acting. Denzel or
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith. I love that guy.
Take Will Smith. He's God. When everybody else, I mean, he's been an entertainer forever. Yeah. Between his music, between all of that, and then he went into doing the Fresh Prince. But throughout all the Fresh Prince stuff, he was just consistently reading scripts, learning the entertainment business, and that's what he wanted, and he did it.
I love Will Smith. Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
There was this one episode that really, really hit me. It was about his father.
Wasn't that the last episode?
I don't think it was the last episode.
It was one of the last. That's the one where he's talking about, and because it was all improv, right?
Yes. Well, so they had an idea of what they were doing,
and he's talking with Phil, right?
He's talking with Phil, and then his father is like, "Oh, they're supposed to have like a vacation together or whatever," and then the father's like, "Yeah, I got something to do, just tell Will," and like Phil's not going to tell Will. He's like, "Whatever, just tell him," and he goes to leave, and Will comes in like really excited, like, "All right, are you ready to go?" He's like, "Son, and he cancels on him again. And that really hit home with me because that kind of happens in my own life with my father, who kind of left the picture around like 4 or 5, like no hating on the guy or shame or whatever, but he wasn't really there. And just to see that episode and to see Will Smith portray like me in that scenario was just magical. It was just unbelievable. I'll never forget that. It just popped up on my Facebook feed a couple weeks ago, and it sent me back.
Yeah,
it was like, whoa, man, that's it. And apparently, like Will Smith, he had a pretty good relationship with his father, so that was just improv. That was just him being a great actor,
being great.
Yeah,
but he nailed it for everybody who has a parent who has either walked out on them or. Like I can't really relate to that same scene the same way. I didn't grow up with a father at all. He was gone before I was born, so I never had one. But I can relate to that, and I do remember watching it, just thinking to myself, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And he brought that to exactly that scene for anybody who understands what it's like to have somebody walk out on them. It's incredible.
And that's the main reason I want to succeed in the acting business, just because I want to motivate people. I want to inspire people. I want to do just what he's doing. I don't want to do it for the fame, for the fortune. I just want to put out work that's going to help out people in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Whatever challenges they're going through, whatever, hardships they're dealing with. I want to play a character that overcomes those obstacles. I would love to play Obama. That would be great. I got to work on my impersonation.
I think you're playing the young Obama right now when he was a senator.
Yes.
He started as senator in this, right?
The only thing is...
He'd be in Hawaii.
The only thing is young Obama's got an afro. And I have mixed people hair.
You can put an afro on you. That's easy.
Yes, but that feels so fake. I want it to be real. I want it to be real. I don't want to wear...
Have you wore the fake hair that Hollywood's going to put on you?
Not really.
Okay, you got to do that first. It's going to be real.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna feel real.
Okay. I mean, if I feel it, I'm in character. I can be Obama. Although he's really slim, and I've been working out a lot. So I think he was pretty slim all throughout his life.
He's always been slim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All the photos that I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a basketball player. So he's got that frail, like he was like a shooting guard or something like that. But
yeah. Are you as tall as him?
I'm 6 foot. I think he's like 6'1".
Yeah, okay, yeah.
6'2", 6'1", something like that.
6'1",
so maybe they'll give me like high shoes or something. Actually, no, never mind. Like, it's Hollywood. It doesn't matter how tall you are. You can play any role. I'm not going to stand next to a freaking...
Yeah, fine.
I'm not going to get measured on set, so it should be fine. Look at Tom Cruise. That dude's short.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a whole other thing. Everybody that they hire is just, matching for his height.
Yeah.
Most of it. Or they're putting certain things on. That's with a lot of actors.
That's crazy. You don't get a role just because Tom Cruise is short and you're tall.
There's a lot of that. Think about think about all the stuff like Star Wars. I was trying to think like Star Wars and like Lord of the Rings and some of these major series where they have all these costumes.
Yeah.
All these costumes because they buy. I've talked to some of the costumers and some of the production side of things. It's easier for them just to buy all the exact same size and order those costumes the exact same size. That's going to be the average. So that means everybody is the same thing.
That's insane.
And so, especially when it comes to matching like your lead actor, you want to make sure that everybody fits that.
Yeah.
Don't overdo it.
I mean, casting is by far the most important part of any series. Like you look at like the most popular movies, like the Oscar winners, like it's all about the acting, it's all about the storyline, the casting. Like that's why, like, if I were to play Obama, I would have to really feel it and really know that I was the best choice for the role. He's got something out. Someone's playing him currently right now. It's called Barry, but I looked it up because I was
that comedy. Right.
So I haven't watched it yet. I've just seen like previews or whatever. Like I'm not even sure what it is, but I've seen the actor, and the actor looks pretty close to him, and he's got the afro that I don't have, and he's got all the stuff. So I'm gonna have to bring my competitiveness, pretty soon, and for the next couple years, really study, because that could be like a career maker right there if you played a role like that. I'll drop the photography, I'll drop the modeling, I'll drop everything for that, and just make it happen.
You gotta do what you gotta do right there.
Yeah. I mean, and then to be able to like meet him in person and ask him questions, that would just be.
You're gonna play, and it's gonna be the one thing that he's gonna be like, no, I don't want to meet him. No. It's gonna be one of those things where they're gonna be like, we actually want this to be really organic, so we don't want you to actually meet Obama. We wrote the script. We want you to create your own thing. You can't meet him.
And then he would watch it and he'd be offended, like, that's not me. And like, oh man, then they'd never get to meet him.
I don't think he'd say that. He probably would.
Yeah,
say
he
that.
wouldn't. He wouldn't.
He'd just be like, that was a great portrayal.
Now his anger translator, he would say that.
But yeah.
I could also do a role like that. I could be the anger translator, something like
go.
that, because I look similar to him more than Key.
Really
more than Key. Well, I look similar to Obama more than Peele did in Key and Peele.
Okay.
So
okay.
Plus, I've got the voice a little bit.
Maybe you just do the voiceover.
Yeah. Well,
no.
I want the whole package.
The whole package.
Yes, I want it all. Bring it all on.
You got to be fit. You got to be everything.
Yes, I became a vegetarian, so I've slimmed down a little bit.
Okay.
So I can just not work out for.
Is Obama a vegetarian?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I would have to, like, that gives me an advantage. I don't eat that much protein or anything like that, so I'm not bulking up the way I should. So that's good, because I'm trying to slim down, because I'm trying to play Obama. So if I can just continue along this trend, I'll just not work out at all, and just I'll basically be like Christian Bale for whatever role he wants to play. He'll just transform his body into that role.
That's an amazing
thing. Like Vice, Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
He was big.
He was
big.
He was
big there.
And then you see him play like Batman.
Yeah, he's all just ripped. And then that other one where he was like 105 pounds or whatever he was. Totally don't remember.
Yeah, that's dedication. That's true dedication to your craft right there. That's
you want to talk about vegetarian? He ate an apple a day.
Did he really?
That was like it. To get so skinny,
wow.
It was like nutrients and like whatever it was.
That's insane.
It really is.
That's okay. I don't think I could do that.
That's a hard.
If I had my own personal chef, then maybe.
Of course.
So
you mentioned the vegetarian thing. Why are you a vegetarian? Is there any reasons you became a vegetarian?
Yeah. So there were three main reasons. I remember I was sitting in. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. I was sitting in an Asian restaurant. This was in Hyde Park, which is an area in Cincinnati, and I was sitting with Brian and Lucy, my wife. And I'd kind of always wanted to be a vegetarian, but I just didn't want to take that risk. I went through a phase where I just wanted to take a bunch of risks. I just wanted to say yes to everything. I don't want to say no anymore.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
Growing up as a kid, I never understood the food chain, because I loved animals. Like my mom has had cats. Dogs were in the family, but I don't just love cats and dogs. You have to love cows and chickens and like every animal, every creature in the world.
Yeah, go past the domestic animals and
yes, and I never understood that as a kid. I still don't understand it now. And not only that, I wanted to. I was at a phase where I was definitely gaining weight, and I wasn't feeling right, and my stomach was reacting kind of weird to meat when I would eat it, especially greasy fried stuff. You could you'd eat it and you really feel it in your stomach, and you like when you're moving around, because I would play basketball and like you'd move around and you just wouldn't feel right after doing that.
Right.
So I think my body kind of aligned with my mindset at the time. So I wanted to lose weight, I wanted to tone down, I wanted to be healthier, but the main reason was just animals. I've just always loved animals. I'm big on the environment and being eco-friendly, and yeah, I'm definitely a tree hugger. I am a huge tree hugger, and that's good that I'm in LA, because there are a lot of like-minded people.
There's a lot of people here.
There's a ton of vegan places everywhere you go.
Yeah. Compared
to Ohio, there's like 2 places.
Yeah, every once in a while when I go back to the Midwest and visit family, I have a little trouble deciding what I'm going to eat. And it's amazing how much food, like if we go to a restaurant, I'm looking around and they're ordering what they're ordering, but I look around and I'm just looking at everybody else, and I'm looking at the plates that people are pulling out. And it honestly, it doesn't, doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
It
right?
make it on like I see the amount of food that they're delivering, the waitresses, the waiters are bringing out to other people, and I'm just like, that doesn't look appealing to me. It's greasy or it's just way too much.
Yep.
And then I see what everybody else is ordering, and I'm just like, now mind you, I'm not a vegetarian, but I have had a lot of people think that I am a vegetarian because I don't eat a lot of meat. But I feel like, especially like when I go back to the Midwest in certain areas, I'm like, can I just get a kale and spinach salad? Like, I literally don't want anything else because it just, I know my stomach. And like you mentioned about like kind of it changed for you a couple of years ago. That's a little bit about me, is kind of the same thing. I've never been a person who liked a lot of meat. Yeah. Not because I love animals in the same way.
You should.
Well, I love animals. But to me, an animal is still an animal.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Dog, cat, pig, snake, whatever it is, the fish. I don't have an issue. You know, if we're going to go fish, we're going to go hunt, whatever it is. Yeah. I'm not a person who just decides I'm going to go kill animals and do whatever. I don't hunt in the same way. But if I have to eat something, I'm going to eat it.
For sure.
But I don't eat very much meat at all, just because primarily I think it does make me feel a lot better not eating that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel like,
was there a big change when you started? Did you just sort of do it instantly, or did you take your time? I mean, did you talk with anybody about it prior?
So I was gradually cutting things out. Okay. First, I cut out beef and pork because those are very heavy. Yeah, those will really kind of sit in your stomach for a while, and
yeah, they do.
There's no telling how long they've been in there. I got to do a cleanse, by the way, pretty soon. That someone was telling me that we went on a Hawaiian cruise and we went through like a health thing, and they were talking about cleanses and talking about the old McDonald's burger that's probably still in your stomach from like 50 years ago.
Right, I've been told that about McDonald's stuff.
Yeah. There was the picture of the McDonald's cheeseburger that like literally was there for like 10 years, and it looked the same.
What?
Yeah, look it up.
What are you talking about in like somebody? Was this an article or something?
So there was a McDonald's cheeseburger that they just sat out somewhere, and then like they sat it out for like an extremely long period of time. And it looked,
not inside somebody.
No. Not inside somebody. Sorry, but it sat on like a plate, and then after like an extremely long time, it looked exactly the same. That just shows you how like fake it is. Wow. Like, I was freaking out when I saw it. Like it really and the whole chicken nugget thing, and like what like it's really bad. I don't even want to see it. I've watched enough bad like YouTube things.
McDonald's fact check: food doesn't rot. No, that's a Snoop's thing, but I don't know. Chips hasn't rotted in. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here about that. It's 12-year-old ham.
12-year-old McDonald's hamburger still looking good. There it is, right there.
I don't think I want to see that.
It's just a McDonald's hamburger, so it'll look like it just came out of they just got
somebody
prepared.
Just made it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just 12 years old, just older than most kids.
It's like just open a can of tuna 12 years later. Gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah. So I mean that's part of the reason, like I cut out all fried stuff. I cut out at the time I was actually still working as a restaurant manager, so I'd have access to make my own food because I'm a manager, so I could just go in the back and make whatever I wanted. So it was right? I'm the manager, right? I'm the kitchen manager, so I could go back and but sometimes I would have them make it, especially at McCormick and Schmick's, because that's a completely separate thing. Because they kicked me out of the kitchen and I was in the front now, and they're like, "Oh, you want me to make your food? Whatever, you'll wait while I make these orders." So it took forever to get my food sometimes, but sometimes to go back there and make it, and just to have that option. Because you've got all those ingredients there, that helped out a lot, especially in Ohio. It was much easier becoming a vegetarian because I worked in a kitchen.
Careful of the hands.
Yeah, sorry. It's all good. It was much easier because I worked in a kitchen, so I was able to like kind of make whatever I wanted. And I had access to all the lettuces and all the vegetables and everything I needed. But I did like a gradual cut out of all like the hard meats and pork and beef, and then I cut out grilled chicken. Because I was just eating grilled chicken, fish, and eggs, and dairy, Right. And then I finally made the decision to cut out all meat. So I cut out grilled chicken and fish. And man, guess what has fish? And it was the hardest thing to cut out ever. What has fish in it?
Sushi.
Yes.
Okay.
Sushi. Man, we love sushi. Sushi is our favorite thing in the world, and that was extremely hard to cut out.
Sushi is fish.
Yes, sushi is fish. So if you order like an avocado roll or something like that, it's just not the same.
I can't. Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's like a little thing, and
You're
you
like,
eat it, and like you've already like digested it, and it's like out of your system already. And it's like, well, I didn't eat anything. Like, so that was pretty hard. But you know, I had to have a lot of willpower. So now when you go out to restaurants, you have to ask like what the ingredients are. Is this made with beef stock? Is this made with chicken stock? Is, you know, because there's a lot of hidden ingredients that have meat in them. But luckily in LA, we pretty much stick to a lot of vegan places: Veggie Grill, Sage, Doomies.
So you've cut out all the meat. Does that include sort of sugar as well, or are you into sugar contents?
Yeah. So I've cut out all the meat, and then I've attempted to cut out eggs. And I say attempted because I'll cheat here and there, because there's a lot of things that are made with eggs, so it's hard to really maintain that.
Yeah.
I haven't gone full vegan, although I would love to. But I love ice cream. There's so much good ice cream here. So
you're definitely vegetarian, but not vegan.
Yes.
And those are definitely two separate things that definitely get a lot of people confused.
For sure.
I've always, every once in a while, people have mentioned stuff to me, and I'm like, oh, wait, okay. So I had to learn that quite a while ago.
It's like, oh, you're vegan, but you're eating egg, or you're eating, you know, or you're vegetarian, but you're eating, you know, this stuff and that. Yeah, yeah. Like vegetarian was the initial popular thing,
right?
And then all of a sudden, vegan came along, and that's hardcore stuff.
Yeah,
that's when you're eating lettuce and that lettuce.
Basically, honestly, I
lettuce and fruit.
That's a hard one.
Nuts.
I don't think that's really. Somebody, if they watch this, is gonna be like, "What the? No!" And I'll have a great discussion with somebody that wants to come in and debate me about stuff. And
I could debate you for hours, but
no, on the vegan side of things, though, I don't know if that's super healthy, because I feel like you're missing a lot of stuff, or you have to get supplements for your specific body, because our bodies need a lot of things, and there's a lot of stuff that if you're just straight vegan, you're missing it. And I know, okay, so you can get a lot of your nutrients and your trace minerals and stuff like that from a lot of vegetables, but yeah, I think you're missing a lot of other stuff. I don't exactly know what that is. I'm not a nutritionist. What do I know? But I listen to my body.
Yeah.
And I've listened to my body since I was a kid in understanding what I needed to do, whether that was for training of sports. And as I've gotten older, what my stomach was just like, hey, I got to have this. And I listen to what my body and my mind says. And I'm not big on meat, but there's a lot of stuff just to go straight vegan. I'm like, I got to have this.
Yeah.
I got to have it.
A lot of the stuff that I eat instead of meat is filled with protein on purpose, just because it knows that you're trying to be a vegan.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of, like, a grocery outlet has got like Gardein is a great brand that has a lot. Cura has a lot of, it's got like soy, seitan. It's got a lot of like supplements that is packed filled with protein and packed filled with the things that you need when you normally eat meat. I feel like I actually probably get more protein than I got when I ate meat, just because when I ate meat before, I didn't eat a lot of it because I was trying to cut it out. But now I'm eating a lot of stuff that's like fake meat, but it's not just soy, because if you eat a lot of soy, that's bad for you. Yeah. There's places that have like, oh, you can get all this fake and soy, but it's all soy. So you try to stay away from soy and try to go with the healthier things.
I personally don't think soy is good for you. That's me.
I mean,
I don't know.
In increments, it's okay. It's not bad. It's not the best thing in the world. But like, if you want to cheat and you want like a freaking huge burger, like huge chicken tender, it's soy. Whatever, eat it. And as long as you're not doing that every day, then that's not good for you. But I felt like ever since I made the change, I've got a lot more energy. I wake up.
Nice.
I don't I can wake up early now. I was telling you the story of I couldn't wake up in the morning at all. Like when I went to school, I was literally, I failed my first bell because I was never there. I was there like half the time because I couldn't wake up in the morning. Like my mom would have to splash water on my face, like while I was in bed in order to get me up. And it just made me so upset. I was like, really? Water? Come on, go. You want me to learn? You want me to have an education? You want me to go to college? Damn it. But no, it's I don't know. Like I feel like I definitely made the right choice, because it's actually spreading now. I became a vegetarian, and then my wife became a vegetarian, and then my mom became a vegetarian.
Wow.
I know. So
it's not going to spread to me. I'm sorry. But I'm already mostly there anyway. But.
Yeah, there you go. Just cut out a couple more things. You'll be good to go.
Yeah.
I'll transform you. Next time we talk, you might be there.
Well, I mean, what have I? I'm trying to think. What have I had today? Uh, Salad, bread, water, coffee. I need to eat. Now that I think about it, what have I had today? I don't think I've had enough.
Hungry?
No, but see, that's the thing. I think
it's all in the mind.
It's all a lot of it's in the mind because we don't really need a lot of food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Americans are just glutton for all of that stuff. It's so obesity and overweight, and we just eat so much. But having a lot of vegetables, having a lot of salad, there's a lot of proteins, a lot of everything you need in there, which a lot of people think that they need all this meat, but they don't.
Yep.
You don't need all that meat. You need probably more vegetables because you will have a lot more energy, drink a ton of water, and you're probably going to be really full. But the problem is you have to eat a lot.
Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yep.
And that takes a little bit to get used to because I know when I just eat salads, it's just like, oh my God, I'm eating so much. This is way too much food that I'm eating, but I'm not eating all that much, but it's just like I'm constantly eating. I'm like, oh my fuck.
Yep. You're eating a salad, and then you're eating another salad, and then you're eating some granola or something,
It's like,
and then you're
nonstop.
Yeah.
As opposed to just eating.
You have to eat more to feel full.
Yeah.
For sure. That's definitely one of the drawbacks. But I feel like I eat a lot. Like I'm just a vegetarian, so I kind of splurge on dairy. I'm sorry to all the vegans out there. I haven't made the change. I would love to, but I love my ice cream. I love my cheese. I love my dairy.
What about yogurt?
I don't do yogurt.
Wait, is yogurt the same? No, yogurt's not the same.
No.
As ice cream.
No.
You don't like yogurt? Frozen yogurt?
I don't. Not really.
Really?
I like smoothie bowls.
I have found some delicious every once in a while. I find some really delicious my thing is like a cherry raspberry fudge mint stuff, which every once in a while I find a really good yogurt like that, and I'm like, yes, yes. I can drop the ice cream because ice cream's so freaking fattening anyway.
Yes,
and I'm like,
There's vegan ice cream out there now.
Yeah, which I don't know what that is. That sounds. It honestly, I don't know if that's good or bad. It sounds terrible.
It's not too bad. If you know where Doomy's is in Hollywood, there's a vegan. It's like Coco Bella or something like that. It's a good vegan ice cream place, and you can sample it. It doesn't taste like crap. I wouldn't say it tastes as good as ice cream, but it's.
I'm out.
I'm trying to change you here, man. Damn it.
I'm out. It's not gonna taste as good as ice cream.
I mean, barely. It's just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's almost there. It's all, but I mean, as the future progresses, and especially in LA, like I feel like California's the first to change things. Like
quite often.
It definitely changes, especially in food, because we've got so much diversity here. Different types of restaurants everywhere. There's vegan places everywhere, so it's the first to try new things, and then all the other states kind of catch on, like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, thanks California, and then they all start doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely in the right place for it. That was another selling point for LA was there's the food. I'm gonna have so many more options. The weather's great, so I'm gonna get to work out every day. So no matter what I'm eating, I can stay in shape at the same time. And I'm doing acting and modeling now, so it's all kind of like mixes together, like food, environment, staying healthy. Just trying to stay true to myself.
That sounds like Southern California.
Yeah, right.
That is everything Southern California is.
Yeah,
that's why they make. Actually, I don't know because have you seen the California commercials? Where they have like some stars and some just regular people, and they're like, "Because I'm here to go surf. I'm going skiing." And, and somebody's playing golf or whatever. You've seen those? I wonder if they play those in other states, or if they just do them here in California.
I think I remember seeing an Ohio one, but it was more about like manufacturing and like the industrial.
Yeah, definitely not a California one.
No,
because I just wondered because I got to thinking, I'm like, because they play those for Southern California, and it's very true.
Yeah,
like we're just like, we're gonna go to work and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna go surf, and we're gonna go hiking, and we're gonna go play golf. I'm just gonna enjoy life.
Isn't it great?
I've lived in other places. I've been around the world in a lot of other places, and I'm still here.
You can just live life.
And I'm here, one, primarily for the entertainment business, but there's everything here. When I want to go outside and go do something, it's here. There's not really any other place in the world. Possibly Chile, actually.
Oh, that's so funny.
Possibly Chile because
go ahead.
The mountains are there's massive skiing mountains for snowboarding, and then 2 hours away there's just great surf and oceans and farming and everything else, and the agriculture is big.
Chile is big. And
Yeah,
it's the
Santiago
environment of Chile like is very different depending on what part you're in because it's so long. It's I was talking to a girl from Chile yesterday. I was on set with her, and she said that like it's only about 100 miles wide. So
right.
literally it just goes all the way down the coastline. And there's so much to do, and it's almost similar to like California, where it's like Northern California is like completely different. You know,
Yeah.
it's got a whole different vibe. You know, it's cold as hell, like super cold.
Right.
And then when you get down, it's like completely different. It's like freaking Huntington Beach. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like all year round. Like you can go surfing like all the time. I've never surfed personally. I know. I lived in Huntington Beach for a year.
You gotta get out there, man. Huntington was actually the first place I bought my first board.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you can surf.
I'm terrible at it.
Oh,
but
yeah, I thought this was going to lead to like, oh yeah, I'm a surf champion for
definitely
5 years.
not. I'm not a great surfer.
That's okay.
I'll put it this way. It's mostly because I haven't done it a lot. When I have been out there, I catch a wave, enjoy it. I mean, my thing is I'm out there. When I've been out, go supping and just chill. And
see, I didn't have the money to like buy a surfboard because those are really expensive, and then you got to buy like a wetsuit, and you got to buy like all that stuff.
You pick one up for $300. You don't need a fancy board. You just need something that's going to get you out there. A little 6'6", 7-footer. And
I guess you're right. That's reminded me of Cool Runnings.
The only thing else you need, man, is just some surf wax to throw on there, and yeah,
I guess
there's nothing to it.
I also want to be safe too. I don't want some rickety old surfboard that I'm going to take first wave and then fly in the air, and
you're fine. Just don't buy a piece of plywood. Everything else you're going to be fine. The only thing that's going to hurt you is like if you run into a rock or you just like slam the nose down and go straight into the. Which I've done before, and that's it's how you're going to learn. But
that's another thing. I can't injure myself. If I want to do modeling and acting and things like that, I have to take care of my
Wear
body.
a helmet.
That's weird. Surfing with a helmet? I mean, yeah, I want to be seen. I want someone to take my picture while I'm surfing to prove that I did it to everyone in Ohio. So I can't wear a helmet.
All right. Well, you're out of that.
Skiing, surfing. There's so many things I want to accomplish this year. Like non-business related goals that I want to do. Skiing, surfing. I want to we want to go to Vegas. Can't wait to go to Vegas. Seriously.
Ever been?
Never.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm a little worried about gambling.
Then don't take your credit cards.
But that's lame.
Take the cash. No, take the cash that you plan on spending there, and that's it. Don't take anything else with you. If you even have a thought process that you're potentially going to gamble more than you should, don't take your credit cards. Don't take your freaking credit cards.
Yeah, it'd just be so hard. Like if I lost all my money in the first day, and it's like, well, maybe I can make a makeup. Like just pull a little bit of more money. Like
then make sure you set it aside. Be like, hey, however many days you're going, just be like, I've got this amount for this day, and that's it.
Yeah,
you have to set standards because then you're going to end up going to some bookie and some underground guy, and they're going to be like, hey, I'll give you this, and they're going to be like, we'll take
and
this.
You're starring in your own movie, and
next morning you're like, I lost the freaking finger.
Yeah,
it's going to get bad.
It's like Hangover. How did I end up here?
Yeah.
You're on the street somewhere.
So, hey, Shantae, this has been a great. If you were to give some advice to people, because you've done a lot of stuff going on here. So if you were to give some advice to people, what would it be?
I would just say, just be you. Be you, but don't give up at it. Like don't try to adjust to cater to someone else's needs. Like continue trying to achieve your goals and what you've set for yourself, and then only surround yourself with people with like-minded goals. It's hard in LA to surround yourself with like real friends, just because everyone's in the entertainment industry. Everyone's trying to get to the same place. Everyone's trying to like step on someone to get to where they need to be. Mm-hmm. But you need to find someone that's willing to rise together. That can just work with you, and that's what I kind of learned from the restaurant industry too. It's like you knew if you hired somebody, like during the interview process when I was interviewing somebody, like I would ask them like to check their reliability. I would say, okay, do you have a voicemail box that's set up? You do. Okay. What's your number? So I'd call them, and half the time it wouldn't be set up.
Gotcha.
And half the time it would, and I'd be like, okay, cool. And if they answered the rest of the questions, well, that's okay. reliability, teamwork, communication, someone that is on your side, someone that's not just trying to use you as a pawn. Just surrounding yourself with good people, making connections, going out there and actually doing things, saying yes. That movie, that Jim Carrey movie.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. Yeah. Yes. Just say yes. There was a point where I said no to everything. No, I just want to play my game. I just want to sit at the house. I want to play my game. I want to watch football. I don't want to do this.
Right.
There's no way I'd move to LA. I was scared of the West Coast. Tupac was there. He was like rapping about killing people on the West Coast. It seemed like a faraway land to me. Now I'm in LA. I'm doing my thing. I'm making all these connections. Like things are really starting to take off. And I can wake up every day and I can plan whatever I want to do and who I want to work with and who I want to take along with me on the journey. And it's exciting. Good. It's just exciting. The opportunities that are here, like go for it. Good. If you're sitting there and you're in Iowa and you're in Maine or you're somewhere and you're struggling and you're bored with your life and you feel like you belong somewhere and whether it's like, you want to move to New York to model, or you want to move to New York to be an executive or to study business or something like that, go do it. Don't just sit on your ass and do nothing.
Get out of your comfort zone and go.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people get out of their comfort zone and they find out they're really good at something.
Yeah.
And even if you're bad at something, okay, at least you attempted it. That's it. Because it's definitely a no if you don't even try.
That is true.
So that's really how it is so far.
Nice. That's a lot of advice to take in for somebody.
Yeah.
But be you. Be you.
Be you.
Go out there, and if you don't feel right, go after it.
No doubt.
It has been great chatting with you.
Yes.
I hope to have you on here again.
For sure. Yeah, definitely, man.
You've got a lot of stuff going on there. I'd love to chat with you maybe a little bit more about kind of how you were raised.
Okay.
That sounds like a very interesting thing to chat about, because I think a lot of people could resonate with that understanding.
For sure.
If that's something you'd be interested to talk about.
For sure. Yeah. I've been through a lot. I've been a lot of different people.
That'd be great. So, all right, Shanti.
Okay.
Saying it right?
Yeah. Shanti. Yes, you are. Good.
Nice.
You're good. We'll
talk again.
Dude, you're like one of those substitute teachers, man. Don't be like that.
Hey, I asked properly. All right, man.
All right. Thank you, man.
Bye.